purebred and percentage Simmental and Angus bulls, along with a fancy set of 10 open heifers. Follow Team Simmentals on Facebook for more. Good morning, Northeast Radio, SD, Watertown, South Dakota. We've got more special guests with us in studio. We now have with us Dr. Melissa Meidinger, Regional Director with
the Small Business Development Center
of the Beacom
USD.
Yes,
Beacom School of Business.
Man, I'm gonna memorize it, and a couple more of these.
Excellent.
And then we also have with us the Campus Director Heidi Schooley with Mount Marty.
Good morning.
Did I nail that one?
You nailed it.
Okay. Whew. And is it Mount Marty University?
It is Mount Marty University.
Very good. So thank you both for joining us. We're going to talk a little bit today about Leadership Lab, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So this is very special because it's the very first. It's the inaugural.
Yes.
Yeah. I've been, ridiculed, I guess would be corrected before that I should use inaugural, especially when being professional in writing. It's not the first annual. It's the inaugural.
There you go.
Yeah. That is a secret because a lot of people don't know that. So kudos to you.
Well, I was told it after I did it wrong the first time. So you learn. But no, this is going to be March 2nd. And it's like an 8-week course, right? So you don't want to kick us off a little with the doctorness?
Sure. So today we just wanted to talk a little bit more about the Leadership Lab and just to remind people that we still have a few spots that are open. And really with the Leadership Lab, I created some questions with the application process, and a couple of those questions involved getting to know the people who have applied for the course already. And I'm super excited that there is going to be a vast range of experience in this course. We have people who are new to leadership, people who have been in leadership for 20 some years. And that collaboration piece for the Leadership Lab, I think, is going to be super important for the participants. Again, the Leadership Lab name comes from this idea that we are not going to go into this with a lecture mentality. We are going to go into it knowing that we are in a laboratory and we are experimenting, we're taking risks, we're learning about each other, learning about ourselves, and developing our own core mission for my own journey of leadership.
Mm-hmm. Very good. And so like we mentioned, it's an 8-week course. And Heidi, maybe how does Mount Marty come into partnership with this?
Mount Marty is super excited to be hosting the Leadership Lab. It has been an idea that's finally come to fruition. We have been working hard in the Watertown community for an opportunity for young leaders, lifelong leaders, folks in different spots, different seasons of their career. So we're excited to be hosting it. Melissa is also one of our faculty members. So extremely, Dr. Melissa Meidinger is not only amazing just in the world and in the workplace, but in the classroom. It will be engaging, collaboration, hands-on activities, and things that you can take into your personal life, into your work life, into your community almost immediately. Mm-hmm. That's one of the things I am most excited about. And along with the intergenerational opportunities for people to have and to gain more about themselves and their purpose, and you won't want to miss it.
Yeah. Well, and so one of the things that I'm learning, not just through myself, but as you're talking to a lot of other people and going through courses and research, but I mean, there's a lot of bad leaders out there, right? So, I mean, like your first week is leadership and leadership styles.
Absolutely. The first week is really going to be a deep dive into who are you and what do you want to be, or who do you want to be as a leader? Leadership is a journey. Where I was 25 years ago in my leadership journey to where I am now is completely different. And it's really important for people to begin to think about the journey within themselves, and be able to pick out where they want to go, who they admire, why do they admire, and how do I get to that point where I can be that person. I've had a lot of questions on who should take the Leadership Lab. Obviously, anyone in leadership. But the last time we were here, we talked a little bit off the air about how we are at a point where we're getting a lot of people who are getting ready to retire. And we need to promote leadership skills within our current employee pool, because it's easier to hire within than it is to hire outside of your organization. So really, this is an opportunity for people to begin to train these individuals to take positions in 2 to 3 to 4 years when somebody else gets retired too.
Mm-hmm. So someone that is a leader now, someone who's been a leader for many years already, or maybe you want to be a leader. Mm-hmm. That's for everybody.
Absolutely. And we're in a tight labor market right now. Our unemployment rate is just so low right now. And so we really have to think futuristically, how are we going to replace these individuals who are getting ready to retire, who have all this knowledge and these leadership skills that are going to be gone? And leadership isn't, I wake up today and decide that I'm a leader. It is a development process, and it should be lifelong. But we really need to train the future leaders now to take those spots in 3 to 4 years. Mm-hmm.
And I think, so I suppose what you're finding through a lot of the different classes or the teachings that you've come across and you're learning, that there's a lot of psychology in a lot of leadership, and that bleeds into people's personal lives too, as you're dealing with your employees, and that balance. And I mean, there's a lot to balance as a leader in general, right?
Oh, absolutely. Leadership just isn't in the workplace. It is in your life, period. And people who are great leaders are not just leaders at work. They're leaders within their community. They're leaders within their family, within their churches, within their organizations. They are there because people have trust in them. Mm-hmm. And that trust has been developed and nurtured. And that leader also has that drive to help other people be better.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Is that something that, Heidi, that you said that's finally come to fruition? You've been working on something like this for kind of a while?
Absolutely. I'm an alumni of the Leadership Watertown program over 20 years ago. And I still have acquaintances in my network from that experience. And it's lifelong learning. It's, the relationships and networking. Just last week at SHRM, the Society of Human Resource Management, our monthly program, we had a webinar with a speaker from the National SHRM chapter, and they talked about talent development, workforce readiness, creating that culture, and technology. Wow, very timely for us here in rural America. Gives me goosebumps because we have the opportunity right here in Watertown to help cultivate, give leaders a booster shot, encourage them, because leadership sometimes can be lonely.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And folks need to take care of themselves and pour into them their hearts and souls to keep them energized, keep the new ideas, keep them fresh, and to cultivate that culture in the workplace where you keep your team, you keep them happy. They're great community members. They're engaged. They produce more for you. They love their job. It's not a job. It's their purpose. And I often think of that journey of leadership and in life. We're all searching for a purpose. What is our purpose? And when our heart and mind come together and align, anything can be accomplished. Mm-hmm. And this is a great opportunity and an environment that will allow folks that opportunity.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very good. Well, this is organized in partnership with the Watertown Area Chamber of Commerce. So people can register at watertownst.com/leadership-lab. It's going to be March 2nd from 4 to 6 p.m. and then it'll be 8 weeks. $600 course tuition, and that includes everything that you'll need for the classes and all that. And man, you've got like self-awareness, emotional intelligence, vision, values, and purpose, communication, which I always thought it's kind of ironic in all the companies that I've worked at. Like communication was always like the top of every company. Like if we could communicate better, we would be doing so much better. But it was every company.
Oh, absolutely. Communication is so important. Being able to communicate in a way that others are able to receive what you're telling them. And the piece of communication that people don't often think about is the listening piece. Listening is probably one of the most underrated leadership skills out there, because if you're truly listening to the people who are following you and you're guiding them to where they want to be, it's easy. But a lot of people will come into a leadership role and this is how I'm going to do it. This is where we're going to go, rather than listening to the people around them. And so communication is huge. And it's one of the areas I think that we talk about so much, but we don't actually do it.
Mm-hmm. It almost sounds a bit like checking your ego type.
Yeah.
A little bit at the door, maybe.
A little bit, yeah. Exactly.
Kind of what it reminds me of, like, or when I sold cars, I think Joe Verdi, maybe. He would say, put your problems in a paper bag and roll them up and leave them on the curb. And then you'd go into work so that you would leave. And then you could pick them right back up when you left. But that's how you were supposed to be more positive. And then leaders were also better and stronger that way too. This whole video series on cassette.
Yeah. And, the hard part about that is that blurs, we don't really have a work life and a home life. Everything just kind of goes together. And you're not going to get the best out of your employees if you don't allow them to have their personal life, if you don't allow them to bring that into the workplace. Your part of the job going forward as leaders is being able to help the whole person, not just the work person. And that's what people want. They want to find and be happy in their whole person. And leaders going forward, that is something that we have to be better at.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Well, Heidi, is there anything that you wanted to make sure you get mentioned before I roll into I had some Grow South Dakota questions?
I was just going to add to that, the tapping in. A good leader can create that magic out of the person, and they believe in themselves, because sometimes it doesn't happen right away. They're not confident in what they're doing. I'm not sure I can do this. A good leader is right there and hones in on those and the effective communication styles, and can just listen and truly listens to what the person wants or needs. And then the worker, the employee gets to kind of create their own path. And then that creates the buy-in and the magic happens. It's amazing. They work hard for everyone. They have their purpose, and it's the whole person. It's not just a sliver of them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Very good. Thank you. So I had some questions since we're kind of starting out here as well, but for some of these new business owners and so on, Grow South Dakota, we had a housing summit here recently. Mm-hmm. So I know there are some free resources that are available out there. Do you have maybe some information on that might be helpful? Absolutely.
So Grow South Dakota has on their website, they have a library of free resources for small business owners and entrepreneurs, things such as QuickBooks training, AI training, marketing training, cybersecurity. All of these are free. You can go to their website, and on their website, they have a link to all of their online trainings. Mm-hmm. And again, time is valuable for an entrepreneur and a small business owner. So these courses are taught in a way to respect that busyness that they have. So, and the instructors that they have at Grow South Dakota are amazing. So,
okay. So you got instructors and everything then. Mm-hmm. Very good. And they can help with a lot of different aspects of businesses too. They even like finances or rule or questions, all sorts of different things, right?
They have a lot of tools out there available, and they are well trained in most aspects of the business, and they work side by side with the Small Business Development Center. They're one of our great partners that we can refer clients to, and they can refer clients to us. We work side by side. So
beautiful. Also, we could open it up too for the next show, if you will, that we have. If you have any questions or anything like that we want people to reach out and ask you all the questions, and we can gather maybe some answers and answer them on the next show, if you
absolutely.
will, right?
Again, when Steve and I talked about this segment, we wanted it to be impactful and we wanted it to be useful. The way that we do that is we listen to what people are wanting to hear or needing to hear or wanting to have answered, and we provide what we can in our short time. I did want to plug the next segment that we're going to do in 2 weeks. I'm going to talk a little bit about social media. And for many entrepreneurs and small business owners, your jam is doing your job, whether it be hosting a radio show or making coffee. That's your jam. Doing the other aspects of running a business sometimes is very overwhelming and not fun. And so in this next section, I'm going to talk a little bit about social media, why it's important for small businesses, and how can you leverage social media to be the most effective, both time-wise and money-wise and engagement-wise from your consumers. So,
oh, that's going to be some good stuff then. So I'm sure there could be some questions on social media, and there's some that probably don't even use it still, so at all.
Yeah, and
right?
that's the crazy part about it is just a couple stats that I had pulled is that 90% of consumers get their trends and their cultural moments and their new product like obsessions from social media. 90%. Small businesses need to be on social media. The average internet user spends approximately 2 hours and 21 minutes on social media a day. So again, social media can be free. You can also pay for advertising on there, but it's where our customers are. It's where our consumers are. So we need to be there.
Yeah. All right. That's going to be a real good discussion then. So tune into that, and want to make sure too, we recap the Leadership Lab. There's limited space available. Classes begin March 2nd. You can go to watertownsd.com/leadership-lab. And that's in partnership with Marty University, Watertown Area Chamber of Commerce. Anything you want to wrap up with, Heidi?
We would love to see you on Mount Marty University's campus starting the afternoon of March 2nd with Dr. Melissa Meidinger.
Very good. Do you have the website for Mount Marty if they want to sign up for any classes and all that good stuff?
Absolutely. You can check us out at mountmarty.edu. And a couple of great things in addition to that, Mount Marty, our classes are online. They're in the afternoons and evenings, Monday through Thursday. You can work it into your work schedule, your life schedule, your volunteering schedule. It's intergenerational learning, so it's a variety. We have amazing teachers, amazing students, and great opportunity right here in Watertown.
That sounds good. Anything from you before we close?
Just a reminder that the Small Business Development Center, we provide one-on-one free counseling to entrepreneurs, targeted more specifically to helping you write a business plan and financial projections. Just really reach out. We are a resource, best kept secret in town. And again, we're free.
Very good. All right. Well, Dr. Melissa Meidinger and Heidi Schooley, thank you both for joining us. Appreciate everything you guys are doing. And if you haven't yet, check it out and sign up and get some learning. Otherwise, tune in a couple weeks and we'll be together. And thank you both for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Well, let's get back to some music here on Northeast Radio SD.